There's two types of people who hear consensual sales, and the first go, oh, ew, Shawna, that is not what you want to say. There are better words to use. And the second type hear consensual sales and say, you know what? You're right. I don't want to talk my way into the sale. I don't want to memorize a script. You just want to work with clients who are excited to work with you. Now that's consensual sales. Hey, you are listening to Consensual Sales, the podcast with Shawna, the lady who talks about consensual sales. How are you doing? Like, really, how are you really doing? Because today we're in the middle of, I don't know what the heck we're in the middle of. Like, I want to say quarantine or lockdown, but that just sounds absolutely ridiculous because are we really? like a part of me just can't even believe that all this drama is happening, all this stuff going on. We're going to be talking today if you've had people inquire into your service and they just kind of sort of don't really get it. And then you feel like the only way to sign that client so they don't just slip between your fingers is to give them a discount or compromise on your offer. And I want to give you some tools today that you can use that will help you not have to do that, right? You don't have to always go for the discount right away, people. But before we do that, I want to go ahead and rattle off one of the reviews from a fan. Oh, we'll read this one from Mommy to Be 11111. She says, sales for real people. I love Shawna's style of making sales about consent. She does a great job of explaining why doing certain things work or doesn't work, and she just makes sales seem easy and natural because they should be. And I can't wait to hear more episodes. Thank you so much for leaving that review, Mommy to Be 11111. And if you haven't yet, those of you listening, if you like the show, if you get value from the show, the best thing that you could do for me is to just share with a friend, somebody who wants more bookings and to make more money in their business, and leave a review. The kind words go a really long way. So I want to share this short story with you to draw this point home. And it starts this time last year. So this time last year, it's hot, right? I just moved to Alabama about 2.5 years ago, and the summers are so hot. I mean, we're talking between, I don't know if this is true because I've only been here for like 3 summers, but August is brutal. I mean, we're talking like 100 degrees for like 30 days straight. It gets so hot. So we buy one of those, I don't want to say it's a kiddie pool, but it's like one of those medium inflatable pools that fit 6 people, and then it gets a hole in it within like 2 weeks. You guys know which one I'm talking about. We like those pools. Well, we like using those pools. We do not like that it gets a hole in it, but we use those pools quite a bit in the summer. And I came into the house one day and there was this sign on the front door, and it said something along the lines like, your water usage is abnormally high. I just threw it away. I was like, well, I don't know. I don't know what that means. Like, it's summer. Like, this is probably higher than normal, right? Our usage is probably higher than normal. Well, a couple weeks go by and I get up and I start doing the dishes. I prefer to do dishes in the morning. And I go to the sink and the water isn't on. And I was like, what the heck? So I called the water people right away. And I was like, our water isn't on. They said, well, we shut it off. I was like, well, it's like, we got money. Like, what is going on? We've got money. I can pay for it right now, like over the phone with you. Like, just send somebody back out here to turn the water on, right? And so they do that. I mean, like, I didn't really think anything of it. Like, I just thought, oh, I'll just pay the bill, like whatever. I don't know, like what happened. I just like paid it and moved on. I didn't know that they like shut it off for any particular reason. It didn't make sense, and I got it taken care of right away. So another month goes by and they shut off the water again. And this time they tell me there's like a leak, right? And I was like, what is going on? So I walk around the whole house. We rent. And I was like, I don't know where stuff is. I don't know if there's a leak. Like, I don't know what is going on. Like, what is happening? So I walk around the house and just make sure that all the hoses are shut off. Like, there's nothing, I don't know. Yeah, just basically make sure that there's no hoses that are on, the kids turned on, right? And I call them back on the phone. I'm like, I don't understand where the leak is. Like, what is this leak? And they said it's in the front yard. And in the front yard, it's so weird. In the front yard, there was this puddle that was the size of like a dog dish. Like, if you can imagine like a medium-ish sized dog dish, there was this puddle in the middle of the yard. And I had seen it every single morning for the last like couple weeks. And it was probably there for couple months if, you know, this whole incident with the high usage of water had started the previous month. But in the yard, there was this puddle of water. And I saw it every single morning when I was picking up kids, putting them in and out of the car. And I always thought that puddle is really weird, but I didn't think anything of it. Right. And so it turned out that this puddle was where the leakage was. There was some sort of weird pipe that was punctured by a tree, like by a tree root. Right. So they had to like dig out this big spot and like repair the little pipe and carve out part of this tree. So it was like this whole ordeal. I'm sharing this story with you for a couple of reasons. Okay. There's a point to this. So hang in there with me. I'm going to really make sure you understand what I'm trying to say. Is that if you have people who are coming to you expressing interest in your service and they're just not buying, instead of discounting, I just want you to consider that maybe they don't understand what the problem is. Okay. You could be telling them that something is wrong and it may not be like a big enough problem. Right? Like they may not even know that that problem exists in their life. You'd be like, Shawna, like your water bill is high. Like, Shawna, you're overusing water. Like, oh my gosh. Okay. Like, yeah, like I'll do that. Like I'll pay you the money, but that didn't fix the problem. Right? So I just want you to consider that maybe your clients first don't understand their problem. Now, the opposite is true, right? Maybe they're like, I understand the problem, but I want to fix it, but I don't know what to fix. Right? Like I'm ready to fix, like I'll pay you money. You can come over here. Like I'll turn off the hoses. And none of that stuff mattered. In my case, in my story, none of that stuff mattered. And so I'm sharing this part with you because maybe your clients don't see how the solution fixes their problem. There has to be some type of a perfect fit between how they see the problem and how they see the solution. You have to have both. And this is a really great identifier to help you figure out who you can sell to. You can only sell to people who are aware of their problem and they actually want to fix the problem, okay? The next big sort of hang up that I hear a lot of people say is they just don't know when to sell. Like, what's the moment when I can say, okay, here's my offer. Okay, let's talk about how I can help you. Like, they just don't know that bit. And it's this part when you're walking somebody through the problem and solution, like what's causing the pain, what is happening, how's it impacting your life versus what they're trying to accomplish, right? Like how will you know it's working? Like if you can really identify the pain and the pleasure, once they start articulating kind of like the details of like what you do, that's when you know you can start selling, okay? When you start hearing them repeat back the benefits that you give, then you know that's when you can sell. This is really the point that I'm trying to drive home today in this episode is that you can have people who have a problem, who are in pain, and they just may not know that there is a solution or they have the right solution. And the opposite is true. Like you may have people who want a solution, who are like ready for like, they're willing to like spend money on a solution, but they just don't know like what the problem is, right? So it's your job to help uncover those things. All right, knock, knock. Who's there? Clients are banging on your door, ready to give you money and book your service, but they're asking hard questions like, how much is it? Who are you? And how do I know you can help? Your brain melts and you feel a lot like deer in headlights. You've worked way too hard for these opportunities and you just can't let them slip away. So here's what you need to do right now. You need to get on the phone with me and I'll tell you exactly what to say to close those deals. We just did this a couple days ago with Rachel, okay? She sells like a $1,200 coaching program and she got the $400 deposit when I helped her walk through the conversations that get her paid, okay? And we can do this for you too. You just need to text consensual sales, one word, to 555-888. Again, it's consensual sales, one word, 555-888, and you'll get me. Like it literally goes right to my phone, to my hand. I'm not this huge crazy empire. You'll get me, a real person who is committed to helping you make money. So let me help you. Let's see, what's next week? All right, if you like this episode, you're going to love next week's episode. So don't miss it. Come back every Monday when they drop.
This is thepodcastfactory.com.